We are sitting right now in my home studio, which is at the bottom of my garden, and this is where I spend most of my time making, creating, thinking, making a mess, having fun.
How long has this been here?
About 4 years, coming up for 4 years, I suppose, yeah.
And do you plan everything yourself, or how did you, you came up with the idea to...
I wanted a studio that was close to home. I have a family and it was really important to have a good balance. And I know that once I get working on a project, I don't want to stop. So it was a good compromise to be working at the end of the garden, which meant that I can nip out for a few minutes, nip back and do family work and then come back again. So the choice to build close to home was really important. Now I'm just scoring the line, pressing nice and firm. Sometimes you need to do 2 cuts. This is bullseye glass, and I'm going to snap some pieces. So a lot of my work was took inspiration from the coast around. It was the estuary, and the light on the estuary is really pretty amazing over there. So every day you'd see the estuary. Sometimes the tide would be out and it would just be beautiful mud flats, and then sometimes tide would be in. You know, the weather changed the way that it looked, so it was always changing and always a source of inspiration. So when we moved here to Farnham, it's a very different landscape, although it's only a couple of hours away. It's very green, it's hilly, it's very luscious. And it did take me a little while to find what inspired me when I wasn't seeing the sea every day. So now where I was working on sort of abstract seascapes, I'm working more now with landscapes, and I think that's definitely the geographical move from the coast to somewhere like Farnham.
And happy accidents, how did you come across that?
I've always loved a happy accident. Never happier than with a happy accident. Happy accidents are when you don't know what you're going to get. I love making materials and you don't know what's going to happen. You put a load of glass together and you throw in something that really doesn't belong, you know, in with the glass before it goes into the kiln, and then it comes out with air bubbles or weird cracks that and looks like kind of space or something. So you don't know what it's going to be like. It might be that you're using some new paints on a piece of glass or ceramic, and then you add methylated spirit rather than white spirit one day because you ran out, and you go, oh, that's interesting, didn't know that was going to happen, but it's given a really different effect. So I think that's the wonderful thing about experimenting with materials and media, having the freedom to not care. You know, not care that there's not a rule book that says you have to do it. This is the process, this is the step-by-step process to get you from A to B. I love the idea that you've got a starting point of A and you know that the end result is going to be Z, you know, but the journey you take between A and Z. It's no good going from A to B, following the step-by-step for me. You know you're going to get here eventually, but let's take a really interesting journey to get there. And along the way, when you go up here, who knows what you're going to get?
I'm Simon Jaques, but Nese will call me Sim.
And he'll call me Knees.
And I'll call her Nese. And I am her husband. And that's my whole identity in life now, is Nese's husband.
That's not true.
Yeah, I help you quite a lot because I'm like the dog's buddy who carries stuff. So I often unload the car and load up the car and take stuff in and out of places, and yeah, sort of lots of bits and pieces of stuff like that. So actually helping you. Occasionally, very occasionally, you might ask my advice on it.
Yeah, but you're really good for muscles.
But
and,
yeah,
you're strong.
So, yeah, I'm really strong. I can pick up mosaic pieces.
You're stronger than me.
Yeah, so just lifting stuff and generally carrying stuff and occasionally driving her places and artistically, very, very little.
So do you not spend that much time in the studio? Is that like Denise's, that's your area?
No, not really. Well, if you want to see Denise, you have to go down the studio basically, because she's always in the studio.
Mhm.
So quite often you look out at night. So I'll get in, it'll be dark, and the little lights will be on. And you look out, oh, she's out there, and we always know she's probably in the studio. So we just go down to the studio then, and then she'll go, oh, you want to? Oh, pull up a chair, have a chat, and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to. I just want to go and play Call of Duty and just sit down, really. Finish work now. So, but she'll be in the studio. So, yeah.
Is that an average day for you? That Denise is in the studio and you're off working or playing computer games?
Yeah, that sounds like our marriage is in trouble, doesn't it? Which it clearly isn't. Is it? Is this what this is really
I
about?
think that's just normal.
Yeah, it is. No, she works really hard. She's the hardest working person I know.
Whenever you have these accidents, are they always happy accidents, or sometimes they're just might be just accidents?
So are they always happy accidents? Yeah, why not? Why not? I think so, because I know that if it doesn't go right, it's not the end of the journey for that piece. If something that I'm working on isn't where it's meant to be, it hasn't reached Z yet. It might only be at B or C. It's got a whole journey until it finds where it wants to be. And there's no problem with that. I have no worries that a piece that I've tried out in step 3 of step 26 processes, it might take a while to get there. And that's where the happy accidents come along. It might not be immediately. It might be the next thing you try, or the next thing, or a combination of 2 pieces, or 3 or 4. Who knows?